Okay. So I have an art exhibition coming up in November, which I'm kind of scared about because it's my first exhibition ever. And it's like the only time I've ever had my work put up somewhere that hasn't been like on my college walls. And I know my hair looks kind of messy right now. It didn't set properly after I took a shower, so it's been pushed up by my headphones for like the past 2 days. But I'm gonna drink this because I need energy. But I was hoping if I talked a little bit about this to the ether and to people who want to watch this, it would help make sense a bit more in my head, because it's a huge daunting task for me, because I am only 20 and I've only just started college. I'm only in my second year this September, so it's really anxiety inducing, but at the same time it's also really exciting because I've been waiting for this for the past 2 years. I had walked into the library that's also the art centre where I live, and myself and my friend, we just walked up and was like, hey, how does one go about booking the exhibition space or the gallery space for an exhibition? And they were like, oh well, you just book and you tell us what goes on and like all that kind of stuff. And I was like, why are you two wanting to book? And we were like, yeah, how much would that be? And they were like, oh, it's free. And we were like, what? It's like, yeah, no, it's free from the library side, which is like really cool, I think, because I feel like a lot of places just all over the world, maybe because I think it's just the most I've seen it in America, and obviously I'm not from America, so I wouldn't be able to understand kind of the more intricate, more in-depth knowledge and feeling that goes behind not having as much like recreational or culture spaces out there. But I feel like in Ireland, at least, it's you go to the cities and those are your gallery spaces. And Ireland isn't really like one for big cities. We have Dublin and like some of the major other counties, but where I live, we have our library, which is also our drama centre, and like our library, and that's really it. They also do movie screenings there. It is genuinely such a great place to be, and I really do need to go there more often. But you'd have like cafes and stuff that might like hang up artists' piece, or it might be run by an artist, but it was so weird to just be given, like just handed the opportunity of, oh yeah, no, the gallery spaces is free, you really just need to pay for drinks. And like, that was it. That was 2 years ago. I graduated from high school or secondary, and then I started college, and then I realised, oh shit, I have an exhibition this year. And that's been really daunting because I've been so busy with college and kind of just, I'm a huge procrastinator as well, but I've been so busy with college that I haven't had time to figure out what I wanted to do. But I figured it out now, at least I think I have, and I think I just want to spit it out into the ether so it makes sense. In my head, at least. I wanted to do it on like myself as an artist because I'm quite egotistical, and I feel like it's not that. I feel like I fail to understand myself as an artist a lot of the time. Like I know what I like and I know what I dislike. Having like a sense of self as an artist, I always see that as like a really important thing to have. Which sounds really weird, but it's like whenever you see an artist, you'll understand that they have like this distinct way of going about their processes artistically, or how they do something. Even my friend that applied with me and also spoke for me because I was very, very nervous, even he's like an amazing artist, and he has his own style that he's taken inspiration off of other artists, but he's able to create something completely individual to himself. And I think that's incredible. I just feel like I suffer so much with that because I don't ever find myself in a position where I can say, oh yeah, this is this is me and this is what I produce and I'm inspired by XYZ, and like I am inspired by artists. Keith Haring is a huge inspiration for me, and it upsets me all the time to think that he wasn't able to live to see what certain art spaces had become, and that gets to me sometimes. I also really just like that kind of commercial Japanese early 2000s era art style because it's very me. I like messing around with like thick chunky lines and forced perspective and beautiful bright saturated colours with half-tone shading. I think that's gorgeous. I love Keith Haring's work because it is bright, it's vivid, it's childlike in nature, but it still can have such wonderful societal and political meaning behind it, and that's why I enjoy his art so much. I had to split the recording, sorry. But yeah, I was getting on the whole point of why I like Keith Haring's art so much, and I was trying to think about it in terms of my exhibition and what I want to do, which is so strange to actually have to like plan these things out because I've just never done it before. I'm very unprepared for this kind of thing. But I want to do it on myself because a lot of my friends' work is also on himself and what he was painting while going through certain moments in his life. A lot of his stuff is a lot more abstract in nature, like it isn't bodies. But I wanted to do mine on like the internet, or the fact that I basically grew up on the internet from like the age of 10 onwards. Like I've been on the internet for over a decade now, which is really weird. I first got properly online on the internet when I was about 10. Like I got my own PC at 10, which I'm very grateful for, and it's basically set me up for this monstrous rig I have now that I'm currently looking at that you will not see. But it's kind of just like, there's a lot of things I want to do, it's just kind of figuring out how to go about it, if that makes sense. Because I'm a printmaker by trade, that's what I do, that's like what I'm studying to do in college. I don't have a lot of printmaking materials at home. I have this thing, which is my lino cutting tool, and my Baron, which is the, you press it down on the paper and it transfers the ink on the MDF to the paper. A lot of the materials I would need are in my university, and I don't get back until September. And like the start of September, like early September, so I do have like loads of time. I have basically 2 months to work through it, and then like the end of this month to plan everything out. And 2 months may not seem like a long time, but the best thing about a printmaker is that I can use one carving or one image to make multiples of it, and I can collage it, I can do different colors, I can put impressions on it or play with the image to see how it would turn out with like a fading effect on it or something like that. I have a lot that I would be able to do, and I'm thankful for my lecturers that would probably understand if I was like, hey look, I'm in a bit of a time crunch, I need to do this, I have an exhibition, can I use these materials? And they'd be like, oh yeah, sure. Because they're really chill, and I love all my printmaker lecturers, and I generally don't think I would have wanted to pick any other course after I've done printmaking. Which is a strange thing, and I'm going to lie down again now because I'm going to get on your level about this. And also this couch is really comfy. But it's like, there's so many options I could have picked in my college. I was originally gonna go in as an animation student because I love animation and I'm stuck on my computer almost all the time, like 16 hours a day. Which is horrible, I know, but I'm an adult and I get to do my own adult things now and no one can tell me what else I can't do. So I've been like on my computer for over a decade for almost like an uptime of 8 to 16 hours a day, which is crazy, and I know that is. I know it's crazy, but it's just what I got used to, because when I was younger I got such a severe case of hay fever that I lived in the country. I couldn't go outside. All of my summer days were spent like outside, hopped up on antihistamine medication, or staying inside and drawing and having a great fun time and exploring the internet and understanding what shed.mov was. And I was going to go in for animation because obviously I grew up on that early stage of the internet where Flash animation was like the thing and Newgrounds was like the thing. and YouTube animation memes were the thing. And then I went in and I didn't have any time to do any animation because I'm chronically ill. Like, I can't, some days I just can't get out of bed. I can't stay like hunched over in warm rooms for too long. There's a lot, I have to do everything in moderation and it sucks and I hate it. But that's whatever. That's whatever. That's fine. I ended up doing printmaking for like a trial course. How my college did it, it was like for a week you'd pick an elective and then you'd do that for a week and then you do like another one the next week. And we have a bunch of different electives based on like the different electives of art. So sculpture, ceramics, printmaking, animation, painting, fashion. There's probably another one that I've forgotten. I don't think so. Maybe. But you do like a week on each elective. And I did printmaking, and I'd already done it previously because I had gone to the college beforehand to do a portfolio course, so I've already understood everything that you can do in the college based on the different electives. And I did printmaking again, and I was like, holy fuck, I forgot how fun this was in like the 2 years that I was doing it, that I hadn't done it. And then I did it again, and I was like, between like this animation and painting, I kind of want to do print work. And I was talking to all the other printmakers that were like in the years above me, and they seemed like wonderful, like genuinely wonderful people, and the lecturers are really nice as well, and the entire city has just been built around printmaking, which sounds really weird. I feel like out of all the, like, all of the electives to get a stable job out of, I wouldn't have expected printmaking, but also your money is printed with a risograph, which is a printmaker's printing tool. Your passport, that's a risograph. Turns out we have so much to do. We have so much that we can do. So like I fell in love with printmaking, and this wasn't really something that I had thought of when I had signed up to want to do an exhibition. Because at that point I was thinking I was either going to be an animation student and I would have done like graphite or charcoal sketches on the side, because those are also things I like doing. But no, I just like, I fell in love with printmaking, and it's so weird to consider that. Because like I always liked it when I started it 3 years ago now, I think, when I did the portfolio course. And it feels weird having to like pick something I've only studied not even in depth for a year to do as an exhibition, like to use it as part of my exhibition. I guess it's because like we haven't fully done it as like our main college study, because in the first year of university you do a bit of everything. It's a common entry. It's why it's called a common entry. You do a bit of everything and then you pick your electives for the next 3 years. And I picked printmaking. I think it's just daunting to me that I'll have almost little to no experience. I feel like I'm falling behind in uni as it is, because I like what I like and I'll stick to it, and there's other things that I don't like doing. There's dry point etching, which sets me off so badly. It's where you have a piece of acetate, which is clear like plastic sheets, and you etch into it with something sharp. And if you have never done that before, it is sensory hell. I had to stop doing it. I couldn't continue it. I can feel it in my teeth. It's horrible. But there's things like that I don't like. I like woodblock etchings because, or like MDF cuts, which is what they're called. Because it's like a very physical task. It's a lot of print work is a lot of manual labor, surprisingly. Surprising to no one. It's a lot of etching and checking and making sure that you didn't fuck anything up. It's weird that I have to like make things surrounding that, which I probably won't make a lot of. I'll probably just utilize the etchings, the woodblocks that I already have to make into pieces for the exhibition. And then there's some other things that I want to do. I want to do like collage work. I want to do collage work because I want to do it on myself and like what I grew up around and the internet and all that stuff. And recently, my GPU officially died. And this looks fancy, but it's actually from 2011. It is a NVIDIA 560 Ti, so amazing for its time. It's 14 years old. And it recently, like literally 2 days ago, it just cracked and it died. And it's completely gone. And it made me really sad because all my work is on my computer, and honestly, I wouldn't have blamed it if it took down my entire PC with it. But it didn't. It just died, and that's all it did. But I wanted to do a collage piece, basically like a crucifixion of this thing, because it gave me a lot of joy. There's a spring on that, that's kind of funny. Because it gave me a lot of joy, and it lasted basically running on full power. Because my PC can't overclock, it's made of old parts, and I love it. It can't, my CPU and my GPU can't overclock. They don't have the capacity, like the capabilities to do it. But this thing ran at like 100% for about 16 to 20 hours of uptime every day for 4 years straight. And then it finally kicked the bucket. Like, this thing ran Overwatch. Overwatch didn't come out until 2016. This is older than Overwatch. But I play a lot of Overwatch. But I want to do a piece on it where it's going to be like mounted in the middle of a board or like a piece of paper or card. And then in the background is going to be a bunch of collage like images that I've taken on my computer. And I'm just going to like basically decoupage it with glue onto the back and do some little stencil works and stuff. I don't know if I'll sell it because that has a GPU in it, and I don't want to sell my GPU because I would feel very sad. But I'll definitely do like prints of it afterwards. But I want it to be like stuck up in the middle as like a little thank you for basically getting me through the end of secondary and the start of college. It got me through the last 2 years of basically since COVID lifted. On like my 16th birthday, I got like my PC built for me, and I love it so much. And then it got me through my first year of college, which I think is awesome. It got me through my graduation, my first year of college. I think that's awesome. So I wanted to keep it. I'm going to keep it. It's being kept, but I want to make it a part of an art piece so that it knows how much it was loved. I like doing a lot of things with technology, but I think that's just because I've grown up around it so frequently. It's probably an unhealthy attachment, but we don't need to think, we don't need to think about that. I don't have a lot of other things that I have planned in mind. That's kind of like my main thing I want to do. I want to make it big, but I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to like get done. A couple other things I want to do is stencil work, which I can do with like my printing inks and spray paint. I have 2 cans of spray paint bought that I probably will like do extra stuff on. Or have to buy more cans because I tend to lean towards the colours red and yellow, or just yellow and black because I really like the colour yellow. I don't wear it a lot, but I really like it. And besides that, I think I just kind of want to do things inspired by Andy Warhol a lot, like those pop art prints that he did, like the pop art series that he did. I'd like to do that in an array of different colours for the linos I have and just do them up on just do them up on paper or just card and sell them. Maybe I won't even sell anything. I think that's the thing that scares me the most, is that I'll have to put money into something that I might not actually get anything out of. Even if I don't sell any like first edition prints, I would like to make smaller prints, obviously, and just sell them. It's like, if you don't want the big one, you can have little singles of each one, and that's okay. And you're allowed to buy those, and they're cheap and they're easy. I don't want someone paying like... That's another thing. I don't know how to price things either, because I've never done this before, and I keep seeing people pricing things for like so much, but also I'm not a painter. I'm a printmaker. And one thing that a painting lecturer told me that I genuinely don't think I'll forget, because it drove me to want to do printmaking, was he told me to think about the historical philosophy behind the electives you want to pick. And that sounds like really pretentious, but think about it. I was caught between painting and printmaking. Animation at that point was the last stream I kind of figured out I wasn't going to do it because I don't have the ambition that people have. But when I was painting, he was like, think about it in a historical term. Basically, yonks ago, a poor guy, usually a poor guy, or some guy that was living in somewhat squalor, or he was a miser or something, would paint something, and he'd have really good artistic talent, and he would sell this one copy, this one edition, this one and only painting to a rich guy for a shitload of money. And that's what happened. It's usually what happened. Most of the Renaissance stuff you see, it's like they learned from their masters and they trained it and they themselves became a master. But even then, before that, they were painting for their masters. They were painting for the better people. But with printmaking, it's been around commercially since the Gutenberg press, which I think might have been 17th or 18th century. I'm probably wrong. But with printmaking, it would be you would make a template and then you would make a million bajillion copies and you could sell it to the masses for less because you'd make the profit. I guess like the best way to describe it would be like a tattoo artist, for example, would be like the more common way example. If you're not an artist, would be you pay the tattoo artist for their time, their skill, and their effort, obviously because they're going to put a full effort in, but also their skill of, they don't have a sketch layer, they draw out their thing, they press it onto your skin, and then they tattoo you, and they can't fuck it up or else everything will go wrong. And that's why you pay so much money for it, because a tattoo artist does what they do, they make like the thing and that stays on your body forever. And then like with a printmaker, it's like you can make a bunch of little things and sell them to people for less because you'll make the profit back in the masses. And that philosophy kind of stuck with me because it's very punk in nature. I find it to be. I don't like a lot of wealth, which sounds so bad. Everyone wants money. As much as I'd like money, I know that I would just become a horrible, miserable person if I had so much of it. And that's why I don't know how to price things for my exhibition, because I don't want it to be like unaffordable, but I don't also want it to be so cheap that people don't think it's worth anything, if that makes sense. It's those weird like mental mind games you need to play when thinking about what to hang up in an art gallery. That's why you see things selling for like so much, and then when you look at other things and you see that they're selling for a lot less, you're like, oh well, why is that being sold for that much money but not this much money? And it's this weird thing, and I get really concerned about it because I don't want my art to be unaffordable. But I feel like if I'm doing it for an exhibition, it needs to be somewhat expensive so that I can like prove to people. And it's happening near Christmas as well, which is even worse. It's like, what's my demographic here? Because people will be buying stuff for Christmas, which means I should make things less expensive, but also like, do I make it not that expensive? Will people like belittle the value of it? Will people think I don't know my worth? Or is it because it's so cheap people think that they'll be able to find something else for cheaper? It's such a weird thing, and I really should talk to more artists about this and ask them questions, but it also feels like such a weird niche to kind of like worm my way in. It's like, hey, you've done exhibitions before. How did you sell your art? Like, tell me your money. I had to pause it again. Oops. But yeah. I've been stressed out about it, but not like so stressed out that it's making me like frazzled or upset. It's just kind of, it's a healthy kind of stress. It's a, if I don't think of anything to make in the future, I won't have a lot to have kind of stress. It's like, what do I do then kind of stress. I hope other artists see this and understand my strife to some degree, or understand at least something that I'm going through, because every artist would have had their first exhibition one time and it would have been scary, and this is the one my first one is one I'm doing independently, which is even scarier because usually you do it with an institution, like with a college or a collective, and I'm just like, hello, I'd like one exhibition please. And it's a horrible, terrible anxiety feel. I was 18 When I asked them, I don't think I was even 18 yet, I might have been 17. When I asked them about it, like, I thought I would have stuff. I don't have stuff, and it's scary, but I know in 2 months I could make like 20 pieces. And that sounds insane, but I know I could, because I'm ridiculous and I can be fueled by so much spite and caffeine. It's actually incredible. So I've done that before. I've done that before. But I feel like getting back into college and talking to lecturers and stuff and being like, hey, what was your plan? Like, what's your thought process when making something? What do you use? I feel like they'll be a lot more supportive and they would be more inclined to help, at least. Because a lot of the lecturers I have, they're actually quite nice people and they do give me insights, and I probably can just talk with them for a bit. I'm like, hey, sounds really weird. I have an exhibition coming up soon. How do you go about your processes in like wanting to make stuff and like pricing things, and not to be like weird or intrusive about your life, but I just want to know, you know? It's that kind of thing. And it's like, I can also ask people in my year or like people above me or whatever and ask. It's a scary time, man. It's a scary time. Scary. I need to start actually like making shit. I just don't have any ideas. I might live stream stuff at some point and see if I can like get people to help me make ideas, and then I'll steal all your ideas and I'll make it mine and I'll sell them for all the money. But yeah, I think talking to myself, to the camera, helped a little bit, in the sense of a lot of the worries that I have are now out in the open, and if people decide to look at it, they can. But if you did decide to watch this is going to be like such a long vlog. It's like 30 minutes, I think, at this point, maybe. Thank you. Thank you so much if you did decide to sit through and watch all of this. I really appreciate it. Especially since I'm not doing a lot of anything. I'm just sitting down talking to a camera. But yeah. Thank you if you did decide to stick through and watch this. And I'll probably have another vlog up at some point, like really soon. My phone's gonna fall. But I probably will have a vlog up sometime soon about like what my plans are, and if I do have plans, or like what's going on with everything related to art, or like what I'm gonna do for university and stuff. But again, thank you so much if you did decide to stick through and watch all of it, and I appreciate it a lot. And like and subscribe. And comment as well, because I like talking with people. I had some people comment on the shorts that I had posted from my TikTok saying that, like, just talking about sketchbooks and, like, their sketchbooks and my sketchbooks, and I thought that was really sweet. So if you do want to say anything or talk about anything, or if you yourself are doing an exhibition soon and you want to ramble about it, talk to me. I'll listen. We can be insane together. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.